Hey Brick Fanatics! Can you hear that? It's the sound of silence, which can only mean one thing. I'm home alone, which is ironic as today we'll be looking at LEGO Ideas 21330 Home Alone. It's a set packed full of Easter eggs and references, and coming in at 3,955 pieces, it's also the largest LEGO Idea set ever produced. But as the old saying goes, does bigger always mean better? Well, there's only one way to find out. Let's draw up those battle plans and dive in to Home Alone. You filthy animals. As the title of the film suggests, most of the action of Home Alone takes place in the McAllister's house, and it's this location that forms the basis for this set. Inside the box is a heavyweight instruction manual complete with Kevin's battle plans on the front cover. A great touch. Inside is the usual detailed introduction delving into the source material and design process, with interviews from both the LEGO design team and designer Alex Storozuk. Apologies if I've got that pronunciation completely wrong. There are 30 bags numbered 1 through to 24, which contain the 3,955 pieces used to construct the McAllister household, Kevin's treehouse, and the Wet Bandit's van, which is the first thing you'll be tasked with building. Although this wasn't an original element of Alex's submission, it feels entirely appropriate to include it within the set, as it's such a prominent vehicle seen in the first act of the film. And while this build doesn't exactly scream realism, there's a stylized quality to it that's really appealing. With the van done, it's onto the main build, the large and wonderfully detailed McAllister home. Due to its size, this portion of the build does start off fairly slow. While some Ideas sets offer up innovation right from the off, 21306 Yellow Submarine or 21108 Ghostbusters Ecto-1 being two examples, 21330 Home Alone takes a while to get going. That's not to say this is a set lacking in inspiration though, because once it picks up pace, it's an incredibly enjoyable experience. One of the beautiful things of a LEGO Ideas set is discovering the way that the fan designers tackle everyday items. Each set feels like it's got its own unique take, and this is no different. The two beds upstairs are excellently designed. Kevin's Parents features a partly made duvet achieved using a 3x2 wedge plate. Kevin's brother Buzz's bed achieves the same effect using a 2x2 modified triangular tile. The lamp made from a round 2x2 dome bottom and 2x2 flower piece is brilliantly done, and the wash basin with iconic mirror is an exceptionally smart design, reversing directions twice. Flipping over a 3x4 wedge to create the sink, and using 1x1 brackets to build up the detail next to the mirror. In fact, at almost every stage you'll be taken aback by just how smart the part usage is. Need some detail for a mantelpiece? R2-D2's legs will do it. How about some rungs for a treehouse ladder? Well, why not use some battle droid legs? Or, a personal favourite of mine, the black hot dog that's used for Kevin's desk lamp. As expected, not every design is a winner, and a few areas don't quite work. The dining room chairs in particular are an odd design, using small barbed claws for the legs. They don't look that accurate, one of the rare elements to not capture the essence of the film, and because they aren't attached to anything, they slip and slide frustratingly around. In a set with nearly 4,000 pieces though, to only quibble about the dining room chairs is quite an impressive feat. And let's be honest, it's not often that sets get the chairs right anyway. Negatives aside, the outside has just as much creativity poured into it as the inside. The entire structure is built like one giant doll's house. The front sections are built on hinges and placed over tiles so they can easily fold in and out, allowing for access to the interior. Festive details are included on the inside of the folding walls, making the model attractive to display closed up or opened all the way. The way the sloped roofs on top come together is incredibly unique. The detailing around the front door looks very authentic, the extra lights strewn over the front adds a nice Christmas aesthetic, and the large hinged roof that reveals the attic space comes together in a very pleasing way. The back of the house is built over two smaller floors, with the utility room downstairs, complete with brick-built washing machine and boiler room monster that freaks Kevin out, recreated with a light brick. Upstairs is the kitchen, featuring a new mould for the door, and includes angels with dirty faces, or should that be minifigures with dirty faces, playing on the VCR. Kids of a certain age might need to ask their parents what a VCR actually is. The back connects via Technic pins, with the only downside being the extra depth it creates, making it much harder to display. Kevin's treehouse is also included and attaches to the main building via a string with studs on the end. It's a small build, but one that adds further accuracy to the completed model. While the build is certainly an enjoyable experience with a plethora of brilliant touches spread throughout, it's the play features that really brings this set to life and places it firmly in the world of Home Alone. In fact, this set probably wouldn't work without them. It's the booby traps and surprises that Kevin conjures up to battle against the wet bandits that makes the film so memorable, and nearly all of them are included here. The falling iron, the icy stairs, the paint pots thrown down the stairs, the flamethrower on the door. There's even the Michael Jordan cutout that Kevin uses to fool the bandits into thinking his house is full of partygoers. Finally, there are tons of Easter eggs and references hidden throughout. It would spoil the experience somewhat to list them all, but fans of the film will be in for a real treat, especially if they look inside the trash can that's by the back door. If only Kevin's parents had done that before they set off on holiday. 5 minifigures are included, all of which are exclusive, and all of which add to the authenticity that oozes throughout this set. Kevin comes dressed in a winter sweatshirt and small plain trousers, which are posable, and he has 2 facial prints, with one recreating his famous scream. The hapless wet bandits, Harry and Marv, both look very accurate to on-screen characters dressed in appropriate attire. Harry comes with his trademark beanie, and can be swapped out for his police cap disguise, but only has one facial print, which feels like a missed opportunity. Marv, however, has one of the best alternative faces of this year, a red-hot iron imprint. Kevin's mum, Kate McAllister, and Old Man Marley make up the rest of the minifigures. Both have decent printings on the torsos, but none on the legs. Marley just has the one facial print, while Kevin's mum's face is double printed. One side smiling, one side screaming, presumably after discovering Kevin is missing. These figures are okay, but really it's Kevin and the Wet Bandits that are the standouts. Home Alone has clearly been a labour of love for the fan designer, and his passion for the source material shines through. It's packed full of so many references to the film that it's hard to work out if any have been left out. The building techniques and parts usage on display are absolutely sublime, and some of the most inventive that an idea set has offered in a long time. What's more, the finished set is an absolute joy to behold and even more fun to play with. Something that's not often said about an 18+ set. There are levers, buttons and knobs spread across almost every section of the model, and pressing, turning or flicking them will result in some pleasing play feature being activated. Inside the build itself are even more traps to play with, and by the end of it all, you'll have so much fun that you'll feel just like 8-year-old Kevin. The only negative about this set is the price, and it's sure to put a lot of fans off. There's so much goodness inside of this set that if you do decide to purchase it, you won't be disappointed, but it's completely understandable if you decide to give this one a pass. It's a real shame though, because Alex's work is so sublime with so many wonderful techniques that it really does deserve to be experienced by as many fans as possible. And that's it. If you enjoyed this review, please do the YouTube usual, and please support the work that Brick Fanatics does, like bringing you this review, by purchasing your copy of LEGO Ideas 21330 using our affiliate links. And remember, for all your LEGO news, reviews and more, head over to brickfanatics.com now. Even better, sign up to the newsletter and never, ever miss anything LEGO related ever again. See you next time.